Play action. Pitre coming in, and he's got his sack. What a day for Jalen Pitre. His first 2 career interceptions, and now he has his first NFL sack.
Hello, welcome back to another edition of TheLead. I'm your host, Cody Johnson, and today we're going to be taking a look at Jalen Pitre's film versus the Chicago Bears in Week 3. First thing I want to say starting off is obviously Pitre had a fantastic game. Not perfect. He did make some mistakes that I'll highlight here in this film, but from the most part, just played outstandingly. Is doing better than I pictured he would in the deep half of the field. Guy that didn't do that much at Baylor, played more towards the line of scrimmage and the slot. But the guy that's also Lovey has also moving all around the field, line of scrimmage, in the box, out deep, in the deep half, and has played pretty well up to this point. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the film. First play I'm going to start with here is you can see Pitre right here lined up, and he's following Cole Kmet, which he did for a lot of this game. This play here is not going to pop out to the casual observer. Just something that didn't make a tackle or anything like that, but something he did on this play that really helps you as a defense when your safety is able to do this. And what that is he's going to line up, follow Cole Kmet, and he's going to be on the outside over here. So what he does, that's fantastic. What he did at Baylor a little bit, even despite his size, is he's going to go and he's going to set the edge on this fullback and force the running back to cut back inside so the linebackers can make a tackle. See right here, sets the edge. That is not going to, with him being outside of this fullback, David Montgomery can't cut this outside or he's going to make a tackle, right? So forcing David Montgomery to cut back into 4 defenders right here, and they can make a stop for a 1 or 2 yard gain. Again, for a guy that's 6 foot, 195, soaking wet, being able to set the edge from the safety position is invaluable. Not too many guys can honestly say they can do that at a high level. And in this game, from my count, he did it about 4 times. He had 2 good reps and 2 bad reps, and we'll get into one of the bad reps later. But yeah, just great stuff, setting the edge and forcing these guys to make a tackle. And he's actually going to spin back inside to help with that tackle. Yeah, just great play. This is his first bad play, I guess we could say, of the game. This is going to be cover 1 man. You got Stingley at the bottom of your screen, manned up here. You got Nelson lined up on this wide receiver here, and I believe this is King lined up on this wide receiver here. You have Owens playing deep coverage here in single high, and then Pitre's going to come down and be a robber. The problem with this play is, as you'll see, is Justin Fields is going to break contain and he's going to take off. So there's going to be some pressure. There's not going to be a pass here. Okay. There's the pressure, okay? There was no throwing lanes. Everyone's covered, as you can see. Justin Fields is going to break this tackle, and then he's going to take off to the sideline. What Pitre does bad here is you can see he's starting to trigger. As you know, Fields isn't going to throw this ball. What he does bad here is it's a horrible angle. Now, as I mentioned before we started this, was Pitre is not used to playing in the deep half of the field. He's used to playing towards the line of scrimmage, towards in the box, I guess we should say. He is not one of those guys that is fast enough to make up for bad angles. You'll see right here, Justin Fields is going to burn him because he takes a bad angle right here. He's just not, unfortunately, just not one of those guys that can afford to take bad angles just because he doesn't have that type of speed. Now, should have took off maybe right here off of this wide receiver's butt, or even just took this right here to keep it from being a bigger play than what it was, right? But, you know, he's going to come in too hot, and then Fields is just going to take off just too fast for him. Rookie mistake. He'll learn again. He's not a guy that's used to coming from depth like that. So I'll give him a break here. Just something I wanted to point out. Just got to take better angles because those plays are going to happen, obviously, when the defense is allowing 202 yards per game through 3 games. There's going to be broken plays that you got to have good angles to take down. So nothing too big, too major. Just wanted to point it out. Now this play. Here's Pitre again, lined up against Cole Kmet. He's going to be setting the edge again. This is one of the ones where he had a bad rep. And I talked about it a little bit in my preseason review of Jalen Pitre right after the draft that he can be over aggressive at times, and this is what's going to happen here. So you see Pitre is going to be setting the edge on this lineman. Spins inside, trying to make a play. I believe he thought the fullback had the ball. I don't know why, but as you can see right here, goes for the tackle. But the backup running back has the ball right here. Nobody obviously outside, as that was Pitre's contained, right? So he spun back inside, and then this allowed the running back to get outside, and he's going to score a touchdown on this play. So, like I said, he was 50% on these setting the edge reps. And this one would have been fine had he not been over aggressive and tried to spin back inside. Now, again, as I just mentioned, that he's one of those guys that's going to try to make over aggressive plays. It's going to help him more often than it hurts him. So you got to take the good with the bad. But this is one of the bad plays. But with the plays he makes being over aggressive at times, you'll take it every now and then. Just stay disciplined there, and then there's no touchdown because he has to cut back in to another 1, 2, 3, 4 defender. I don't know if he's making the tackle, but there's 4 defenders right there, right? So got to keep the edge. It is what it is, but just stay disciplined before playing for yourself, right? All right, so now this one is the first interception for Pitre. They're going to be in a cover 6 coverage. So you're going to have Pitre, who's at the top of your screen right here. He's going to be covering this deep portion of the field. Owens is going to come and cover this middle of the field. Stingley is supposed to come back and cover this deep portion of the field. You got the linebacker Grugier Hill. Sorry, he's going to be coming to the flat. These 3 guys, I think, busted this coverage. You're going to see at the snap right here that you have 2 guys on the flat, and that's going to leave a wide receiver open, which is going to go to Pitre's zone, right? But luckily enough, Pitre read Fields' eyes the whole way, and that's another thing I talked about in his preseason review is his instincts are off the chart. He's going to read the quarterback's eyes, Fields' eyes, come off of his zone right here, come over the top of this seam route that's uncovered underneath, and make this catch, make this interception. You can see Pitre's backing up to this zone. He's going to back off to this zone. This linebacker is going for a blitz. 2 people in the flat. Someone messed up here. I believe King is supposed to be right here. But Pitre reads it. The ball's in the air. It's obviously not going here anymore. It's a bad throw by Fields, don't get me wrong, but the instincts to come off of your zone and read this ball in the air and come make a play off a very inaccurate pass is very good, very good. Like, it's just, you can't display instincts like on a screen like this. You just have it or you don't, and he has great instincts just to come over and make this play. Interception. Fields probably had the right read because there was no one underneath that the seam route right here. There's nobody underneath the seam route. If he makes this pass more accurate, it's probably completion. But with Pitre reading it, he probably would have made the tackle regardless right away. But since it's an overthrown ball, Pitre is able to adjust to it and get the interception here. Just great instincts. Great play by Pitre. Like I said earlier, I had some concerns about him in the deep half of the field, but for the most part, they've kept everything in front of them. They're making plays in the backfield. Can't be mad at it. So, very surprising me or proving me wrong, to say the least. So, this play is going to show us what I believe we all know at this point, some of his tackling issues up to this point. Another thing that I'll give a little bit of slack because he's not used to coming from depth, but he was a better tackler in college. Another thing is, honestly, the whole defense is having trouble tackling right now. So I don't want to give him too much trouble for it. It's got to be better, but it's got to be better for everyone, and that's on coaching. So this is one of the plays. We all know he's had his little trouble with tackling in these first 3 games. You're going to see him follow Komet across the field right here. Again, he manned up against him basically all game. The running back is able to find the cutback lane. Pitre's the guy that's got to make this tackle right here, right? Gets a little bit of stiff arm, but, got to fight through and just wrap up his legs and get the tackle here. Can't miss this. Simple stuff. Simple stuff that's got to work on with him, with coaching, with the whole team. Tackling. I think I need to just do a whole practice of it at this point. Tackling's been quite awful, but, just got to have it. Just got to have it. Which I will say his tackling in this game, I think, was better overall than it was the previous 2 games, but still can't have missed tackles like that. Now, this is his second interception. They're going to disguise this as a cover 1. Obviously, you see him kind of creeping up into the box here. Gonna pretend like he's going to be the robber, but it's going to be a cover 2. Owen's going to go into this deep zone. Pitre's going to go into this deep zone. Flat, curl, and then we have a linebacker under the seam. See, they went back into cover 2. You got Kirksey under this seam route right here. Deep half. Now, if you watched my Stingley video from week 2, this is the same exact play that Denver used and beat Stingley on. It's the cover 2 beater, right? You're going to have this guy running deep. You're going to have this guy running deep. This guy running deep. And you're going to have the seam right here. What's going to happen is these corners are supposed to cover these wide receivers 17 to 20 yards or 18 to 20 yards deep, and then let the safeties take over. This linebacker here carries a seam to the safety. What happened in the Denver game is this happened, and then these flats are going to come out here, right? Well, the corners also have responsibility for the flat, but you can't just leave these guys open, right? Stingley in the last game left this guy open. It was an easy catch right here. Now, similar thing, Fields doesn't see it, and he's going to throw it to the seam because he thinks it's open. But another great instinctive play by Pitre to go over and make this catch. Another one that he has to adjust to because it's a badly thrown ball. Ball's released. You see how much separation there is right here. Obviously, again, it was a bad ball. You see the ball right here. But for him to adjust and go make this play over the top right here. Just great instincts, great, better speed than I expected coming out of college. Just a great overall play to play over the seam like that and get a second interception. Run it back for us. Just fantastic play. Just fantastic for him to disguise the cover 1 and then take off to the back half of the field. He's running 15 yards right here to make this play. More like 20 yards. But, yeah, you get the idea, right? Just fantastic play by Pitre there. Badly thrown ball from Fields, but, that's what happens. So, this play, I just wanted to emphasize a little bit more on his physicality, especially as a strong safety guy that's 6 foot. What's going to happen here is this play, he's going to have a block. This running back's going to have a blocker, and they're going to both find the hole about right here. For Pitre, here's the hole. Obviously, all 3 of these guys are blocked, so it's up to Pitre to take on this fullback, who's a lot bigger than Pitre is. Take him on so that these guys can come and make the tackle. A lot of guys might shy away. He's getting a little bit of hold there, but a lot of guys safeties that aren't too big might shy away from stuff like that. For him to come into the hole, get the block, so that these guys can make the tackle. Just shows another indicator of his physical abilities, despite his size. Like I mentioned earlier, I think his tackling was better overall in this game. You're going to see it right here. Manned up against Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet is going to come out to block Pitre over here outside the hash, right? Outside the hash. Pitre sees it's a run by now. He's looking past Kmet and sees it's a run. He's going to swim move, shake off Kmet's hands and go in and make this tackle. Just shakes off Kmet, right? Leaves him in the dust and is going to go and able to make this tackle. Alligator rolls, good tackle. Stuff that he's shown in college. A little inconsistent to start his NFL career, but stuff he definitely showed in college. Rolling to make sure you bring him down, right? Good stuff. Now, these next two plays, just another thing I talked about in his preseason review. Great blitzer, fantastic blitzer. You let Jalen Pitre blitz, good things are going to happen. The next two plays were back-to-back plays that they let Pitre blitz, and he made plays on both of them, right? Or at least disrupted the play, caused havoc, which when you have a blitzer, that's what you kind of want to do is cause havoc. Obviously, you want to make the play, but if you can cause havoc, cause a player to get off track, have to run around, stuff like that, it's good for the overall defense. He is blitzing from 7 yards out, and he's going before the snap, time the snap while he's already running, beats this wide receiver to the inside, and is able to, it's a shoestring tackle, but tackle nonetheless. Got him, fell for a couple more yards, but, had he not been there, how many yards did that guy get, right? So, fantastic blitzer. Let him blitz, Levy. I think he had 4 blitzes in this game where he had 2 the 2 games before. Keep dialing that up, and good things are going to happen. And here's the last play. Another one, he's going to stay on the edge here, and he's just going to go. It's a play-action pass. Since he's blitzing and just going, he's not going to get this tight end isn't going to be able to come back and block him. Nobody's going to be able to block him, obviously, as he's just taking off right here. And he's going to go get the sack. First sack of his NFL career. Again, let him blitz. Good things are going to happen. Nothing much else to say about that. So, that's going to be the end of my video this week. If you like the content, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment down below of who you want to watch next week. I'm thinking Dameon Pierce or Kenyon Green, but if y'all want someone else, let me know, and y'all have a good one.